Hey guys, you just don't like the way I look today. Welcome back to my channel. It's Blessing again. Have you missed me? Because I missed you too. Yes. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you can get notified whenever I upload a video. There's been a big hype recently with a certain book. So I ignored all the other two books I was reading and I went straight and I bought this book. So the book is called Unbecoming by Toke Makinwa. So this is what the book looks like. Right, so the book is 102 pages long. It's not a long book at all. Literally, the minute you start it, you most likely finish it within an hour. The book is about Toke Makinwa's life. It focuses mostly on her marriage and her 14-year-long relationship to Maje, which was her husband. But if you don't know who Toke Makinwa is, she's a Nigerian celebrity. And recently, she got put through a lot in the media because it came to light that her husband's Sidechick just had a baby for her husband and they just got married a year ago. So it was like screw what. So everyone was going mad and people were dragging her because Toke is a relationship expert on YouTube. So when this came out, everyone was dragging her. Oh, so you can give people advice but your own home is breaking down. You're always out, you can't give your husband a child, you're always partying. If she takes a picture of her out at a party, they'll be like, this is the reason why your marriage broke down. All throughout the whole situation she was quiet, she never said anything, she never said her part, and people kept wondering why is she being silent, but the silence is over and she actually wrote a book about her 14-year relationship with Maje and all the things that went down in it. Guys, when I tell you this book is epic, it is epic. Like, I have heard a lot of stories, I've heard a lot of things, but I have never heard some of the things that I heard in this book. Now I don't want to ruin the book for you, but there are a lot of mad things that this guy did to her. Basically, the book talks about her early childhood. Both of her parents died in a fire in their home. She watched them get burnt. She was orphaned quite early on, 8 years old I believe. Because of that, she ends up having quite a few daddy issues and her relationship with men is not the best. So Maje, who I think was almost 12 years older than her, and the relationship was far from turbulent. So I made some notes about some of the things some of the lessons, some of the themes that I picked up in the book, and I'm just going to talk about them with you. So the amount of times that she says in this book, and I forgave him, and he apologized, and I went back to him, and I softened, and this, and I just was like, wow. And the things he did weren't small. Like, she kept finding different side chicks every day. New side chick, people would be calling her. He wouldn't bring her to important events in his life because he was bringing a different side chick. It was just mad. And just every time after he did something, she was like, and I forgave him, and I forgave him. And it got to the point where it was like, damn, how many times can you forgive one person? I'm sure it was more than 7 times, 77 times like Jesus advises. I'm sure it was more than that, because she just kept forgiving him. And what I learned from that was never let someone tell you over and over again that they don't want you. And she let the person do that to her, because the amount of times that this person would do something that would show that they're not serious about you. There's one particular side chick here, and honestly speaking, in my personal opinion, Toke was the actual side chick when it comes to this woman. All the other women that he was dealing with were side chicks, but this actual woman, Toke was the side chick, because ultimately his heart was with the other woman, and he made Toke look crazy. Usually with a side chick, you'd let them know I've got a girl. They're just that extra side to fill up the main dish. But he was telling the other girl that Toke is crazy and Toke is not the one for him. And literally everything that he did for Anita, which is a side chick's name, he never did for Toke. He flew out to Anita's graduation, but didn't come to Toke's. He would, if anything happened to Anita, he'd fly out there and then just stop contacting Toke for however long it was out there for. She would not hear from him. He was doing the most for this Anita girl. Him and Anita at some point became a full-fledged relationship, posting on Facebook, doing all of that. And then at the end, Toke asked him, how can she be more like Anita? Imagine someone ruining your self-esteem so much that you start asking your man how you can be more like the side chick. She started lightening her skin, bleaching her skin so she can be, because the side chick Anita was Lebanese, half something else. So she was so Toke started lightening her skin to be more like her. And she actually asked Maje at some point, teach me, let me know what is about her that you like so I can be like that. Can you imagine being brought down to that level? This guy really messed with her self-esteem, and at the end of it all, man said, I'm going back to Anita, she's a better person than you. Like, it just shows how so much important it is to have a good self-esteem, a high self-esteem, and a lot of self-love. If your self-love is in the crapper, if your self-love is pants, you will let someone treat you this bad. The things he said to her, like, for him to say, oh, and you wonder why I don't want to have a child with you. And so Anita was saying that he planned to have the child with her, but with Toke was like, I don't want to have a child with you, his actual wife. He doesn't want to have a child with his wife. Then he'd be like, I can't take you to my family because you're basically a nobody. Mate, the things he said to her were just mad. Just know when you read the book, you're gonna be like, wow. Because there was a point I was reading and I was like, what just happened? I'm like, I was still in shock. 2 pages on, oh my god, are you for real? Are you for real? The thing is, Toke had so many signs. Less than 4 months into relationship, she was already crying about other girls. Not other girls. Less than 4 months in. That's when you would take your slippers, put them under your armpits, and you run. Why? As in, you just run far. You don't. In fact, forget the slippers. If you can't pick them up, leave them behind and run. That's when you should have run. She had other signs. When his mum wasn't well, she went to look after his mum, and his mum was saying to her, you're a good girl, I pray that you find your own husband. Sorry? What? Imagine your boyfriend's mum telling you, I pray that you find your own husband. And then his sister even said to her, don't marry my brother unless God speaks to you directly and you get a direct sign for God. Don't marry him. Again, another sign. They planned this wedding 3 times. 3 times, and it failed 1, 2, 3 times before they actually got married. If that's not a sign that this is not meant to be, I don't know what is. I really don't know what it is. And another thing that I learned from it was learn to cut your losses. There's something called a white elephant, and it's where you put a lot of money into something, it's not being fruitful, and so it comes to a point where you have a choice. Do I keep putting money in it in the hope that it will become profitable, or do I just do I just wash my hands off it and accept that at this point this is not about to go, it's not going right, it's gonna go left? Do you get? And I feel like in life and in relationships, it's very important to know when to cut your losses. The more you like, okay, let me stay because of this and that. I've already done this and that. It's been 9 years. I might as well. I've done this. I've given up this. Let me stay. The loss you're going to have in the end is going to be a lot more. She ended up losing 14 years of her life to this waste man, whereas she could have just lost 9. She could have just lost 7. She could have lost 4 months. If she had left after the first 2 side chicks, she could have had the rest of her life to find somebody who genuinely cared for her. Learn to cut your losses. Learn when enough is enough. Like, I don't know if you saw my getting scammed video where I just kept getting scammed, and it was like, at what point do you realize this is not the way for you? At what point do you realize, like, this is not quite working out, babe? Let it go. Always know at what point you're gonna walk away from something. Is it the second girlfriend, side chick? Is it the 3rd time he cheats? Is it what is it? Is it the second son he has outside of your marriage? Another thing was that marriage can't fix a man, and she thought by marrying him he would change, but she even says in the book he couldn't. He is who he is. If you marry someone, you're marrying all of them the way they are now. The altar can't change you. You don't go to the altar one person and leave a different person. So she married him with all his flaws, and so all the flaws, all the heartache that she had in the relationship, she took into the marriage because she married the same man. And the last thing I learned was, it's not always about you. She kept trying so hard to be this side chick baby mama. She kept trying so hard to be everything that would make him happy, but it was never about her. This is someone that has issues of his own. I'm not saying that he's the worst guy in the world. I feel like he's done some horrible things, but the point is he has issues of his own, and regardless of who she was, what she's done, and how amazing or perfect she was, he would never have been happy. He had side chicks all over the guy. Even the main side chick, even Anita, he was cheating on her. He was never faithful to one person. It's not always about you. I'm really happy that she wrote this book. I like Toke Makinwa anyway. Like, I liked her from before. I watch her vlog sometimes, and I'm proud of her for being able to stand up to her truth. Even when she was silent throughout the whole thing and she was coming on and making vlogs the week after everyone found out about her husband, I saw that as strength. And she talks about all of that in the book, how she wanted to kill herself, she didn't want to be here anymore, she had to just get up and live life, and she doesn't know how she did it apart from obviously God. And I was like, that's strength, not letting what would break other people break you down. And she admits, yeah, I made my own mistake. People haven't read the book and are saying, oh, she's just bashing him, it takes two to mess up. She admits that she made a mistake, but she's like, you know, at the end of the day, her biggest mistake was hanging on to false hope. She's open and she's honest about the things that she's been through in the hope that it will help other people. I find it very sad that Nigerians victim blame so much and kind of get at someone for leaving a terrible situation and keep going about, oh, you should stay, you should make it work. It's not God's plan for her life. She knows that. She knew that from the start. She married him because she thought she could make it work. But alas, it wasn't God's plan for her life. Never too late to turn back, do a U-turn and go back to where God intended you to be. And that's what I got from it. I thought it's an amazing read. I'm gonna leave the link down below to get this, both on Kindle and on paperback. It's a really, really, really good book. If you've read the book, comment down below what you thought about it. What did you learn from it? Do you think, you know, there's two sides to the story and this is just her side, or like, what do you think about the book? If you haven't read it, go read it and come back and tell me what you think. I recommend it. Out of 10, I would give it a 7/8. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to get other book reviews. The next book I think you should read is Loveology by John Mark. That's what I'm going to do a review on next. And subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.